Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Chat. In this video, I'm going to answer the question every single person in the crypto market is wondering: when do we sell? Now, in the past, it was a lot easier to identify the signs. A little more complicated now, but I'm going to share with you some of my insights. Just remember, nothing I say here is financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm just a guy on YouTube. And if you like the content that you see, please hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Help me hit my goal of 25,000 subscribers by next summer. Also, follow me on Twitter. Check my wallet out on the bank so you can always see what I'm up to. And if you want a more intimate sort of help, check out the Web3 Secret Society or book your own private video call. Now, it is not surprising. The crypto markets have been doing fantastic ever since the results on November 5th for the US election. Unsurprisingly, a pro-market candidate was picked, and we are seeing the fruits of that reflected in the crypto market. Now, while there may be ups and downs, the short-term trend is bullish, as we expect. Regardless of sort of who the candidate was, we knew that we were going to see some pumps in Q4 of 24 and some very strong pumps of Q1 of 25. It's just a 4-year crypto cycle playing out as expected. Now, many of you have already played this song and dance. And for those of you who are new, who are just getting in right now, you're probably being warned by people like me or some of your friends who've told you about crypto. You got to get out before the music stops. And it's no surprise. We have seen the crypto market cap really explode, sitting at around $3.5 trillion. We know the last cycle peaked out around 2.86 trillion before reverting back to below $1 trillion. So the question on everyone's mind is, how exactly are we going to take profits? When are we taking profits? Well, those are two very separate questions. I'm going to share with you in another video how to take your profits. But in this video, I'm going to help you identify when you should be considering taking your profits. So, no surprise, this is a situation that we all know very well. If you've been in crypto for a while, you've been trying to get the people you care about into crypto so that they can make those life-changing gains as well. No one cares when it's cheap. They only care when it's all over the news and everyone's talking about it. They don't care what the price is. They just want all the Bitcoins. On top of that, what we have started to see once again is the mobile crypto apps are starting to top out on the app stores, whether it's on Google or Apple iOS. And the reality is, it's just there's so much attention around crypto. This happens every 4 years, where it goes from not being talked about to being all people talk about. And typically, in the last couple cycles, you would sort of get text messages from your friends, even from your mom, who'd ask you how you could buy crypto. And for you, that would probably be a top signal. In fact, that was a top signal. And probably one of the most infamous top signals from last cycle was Matt Damon doing the Fortune Favors the Brave commercial, which got mocked by South Park and pretty much by everyone on the internet, because anyone who followed his advice and bought right after this ad lost about 60 to 70% of their value. So those were top signals in the past. That being said, these are not the same top signals to expect right now, because I know a lot of people are like, hey, wait a second, we may not have broken all-time highs on assets like Ethereum, but my mom is asking me how to buy crypto. I have friends and family asking, does that mean it's time to exit? And I say no. And the reason I say no has a lot to do with the way that markets mature. So there's a very famous book called Crossing the Chasm, and what this talks about is how with every single technology, whether it was the iPhone, sort of Bluetooth headsets, or even cryptocurrencies, you're always going to have what you call the early market. These are the tech enthusiasts or the visionaries who just get it. They don't need to have it explained to them. They see the product, they understand, they identify with it. This is sort of what everyone gets for free. The mainstream market and breaking into the mainstream market is what they call crossing the chasm, where you get the early and the late majority. These are the people who, like your normie friends, may have thought crypto was a scam, may have wanted to see others try it out first before they got in. And then you have the skeptics who really will not be using it until they have to. Case in point, I know people who would still use, or not me, but I have friends, family friends, like my parents' friends, who would still be using rotary phones if they were still available. Otherwise, why would they use a touch tone phone? So this is sort of how markets evolve. And the reality is, as markets evolve, the sentiment will completely change. And that's why you cannot trust top signals the way you did in the past. So, okay, Brown Gent, you've already just told us what we shouldn't look out for. What should we look out for? Well, keep in mind that the sentiment around crypto has completely changed now that BlackRock has really put their hat in the ring, right? Opening up the ETF for Bitcoin, opening up the Ethereum ETF. I know people who would never have touched crypto a couple of years ago who are now putting 6 to 7 figures in, all because now BlackRock and other big financial organizations are putting their trust and their money into crypto, in the right assets, of course. So what should you look at? Well, I'm going to link you to a couple charts that I think are very important. The first chart I think is called Bitcoin dominance. What that does is it takes that market cap that I showed you. So if we go back here, you see we are currently at 3.47 trillion market cap for crypto. Basically, at this moment, Bitcoin makes up 57% of that market cap. Now, the higher Bitcoin goes, the more the Bitcoin accumulation phases in terms of Bitcoin dominance. What we need to see for a correction and for the Bitcoin crash, for example, is for the Bitcoin dominance to come down between the 39 and 43% region. In fact, this is the region it went to last cycle when Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market peaked. So if you think about how the market works, what'll happen is Bitcoin will run up first. Bitcoin always goes first. It's the leader. Once it peaks, the money from Bitcoin will rotate into other assets like Ethereum and other big altcoins. As it does that, the Bitcoin dominance starts to drop. So you have it coming down right here. It comes down far enough. As it's doing that, altcoins are running. Once the altcoins have run, right, Bitcoin will be in this range or even lower. Then Bitcoin dominance will start to go up as people start to sell off their altcoins. At this stage, this is where the market will start seeing massive nukes, because even though Bitcoin dominance will be going up at that time, this is where you will see the actual crypto market cap start coming down. Now, will it come down all the way down to these levels? Likely not. What we've seen in every consequent cycle is we make new tops, and where we come down to is probably around the same area that we peaked at the previous cycle. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us come down to around 2.8 or 2.7 trillion dollars, and likely, don't sort of quote me on this, but likely go up to somewhere between 4 to 5, maybe even 6 trillion market cap this cycle. So Bitcoin dominance is a fantastic indicator because it lets you know basically as it sort of reverts here. This is altcoin season starting. Once it sort of bottoms out, that's when you know that altcoins are starting to sell off, and that's when you should look to basically exit crypto, because Bitcoin will then do the next sort of climb, as you saw up here, climb all the way back up to the stage where it's ready to go for the next cycle. Another key thing to look at is the Tether dominance or USDT dominance. As it starts to go up, it tells you that people are now trading their crypto for stablecoin. In fact, anytime you see that this bounces off this level, this sort of happened last back in March. This was actually where we topped out for the crypto market cap back in March of this year. It's bounced. We saw the market correct. And then since then, it's been coming back. And now that it's bouncing once again, the market is starting to correct. That being said, the Bitcoin price March of 24 was around $73,000. And now the Bitcoin price here is around $100,000. That being said, I expect the USDT dominance to fall through this range, come down even further, and then once it starts to bottom and peak up, this is another great signal for you to know that the time is up, that you need to start sort of coming out of it, start coming out of crypto. So you'll see it come down like this, and then you'll see this sort of move. And as you start to see this move form right here, this is when you want to exit, because once again, this is a great signal that the top is in. Now, if you just take a look at these, this is the Bitcoin chart over the last, the weekly Bitcoin chart. You can see here that we've broken through the all-time high from the last cycle, which was right here, 69K. We've then come out and broke up all the way to the 2.618 Fibonacci level at 104K. I still think there's a lot more room to run, just given sort of how Bitcoin is run. But one more thing that you should be aware of, because a lot of people I see are talking about, oh my God, there's been double tops in Bitcoin, there's been double tops in Ethereum, it's over, or even a triple top. The reality is, Ethereum has not even broken out since the last cycle all-time high. So for such a massive asset that doesn't have any strong headwinds going against it, I would not expect the cycle to end before Ethereum has broken through this 4,800 level. So these are some of those things you should look out for. I'm sure there are many other things. What are some of the top signals that you have been looking at? Please share that with us in the comments below. As always, guys, I am here to support you guys throughout the entire duration of the bull run. Please do me a favor, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm here for you guys. Don't worry about that. I'll be back with another video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.